Shall I?
Yeah, start with
I like. Put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging. I'm begging. Riding high when I was king. Played it hard and fast 'cause I had everything. Walked away, warned me then. The easy come and easy go and it will end. I'm begging you. Put your loving hands out, baby. I'm begging you. Put your loving hand out, baby. I need you to understand that I'm trying so hard to be your man, the kind of man you want in the end. Oh, I just can't wait to leave again. The empty shell I used to be, shadow of my life is hanging over me. Broken man without a throne, don't even stand the devil's chance to win my soul. I'm begging you. Put your loving hands out, baby. I'm begging you. Put your loving hands out, baby. I'm fighting hard to hold my own. No, I just can't make it all alone. I'm holding on and I can't fall back. Now that big brass ring is a shade of black. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. I'm begging you. Put your loving hands out, baby. I'm begging you. Put your loving hand out, baby. Oh, put your loving hand out, baby. Oh, put your loving hands out, baby.
That was
Yeah.
that was
How was
brilliant.
that? Was that more energy?
More energy, more footwork.
More power. More energy.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That was very fun.
I got really sweaty. My pick started slipping. I'm like, oh crap.
Mate, we've all been there. We need that rubbery grip. Like, you know that like contact adhesive? I always wondered if people put that on picks.
I think
make
it would
it
be a
grip.
good idea for.
We need it.
Yeah, but then like I switch between like
Your magic switch, I love it.
I have to maybe put some kind
Some
of
rubber.
adhesive, some.
I tell so many people about that magic switch. You do. I'm like, there's this guy I know who can switch.
He's just
between
walking
picking.
down the street and some guy asks him for change. Let me tell you.
Right behind
Yes.
your ear. And it's like, that's not change, it's just a guitar pick.
Let me tell you about the coolest thing ever. No, it's a really cool trick.
He's like, whoa, that guy's crazier than me.
I just love emotional dynamics, you know?
I do too.
They're underestimated.
I mean, it's music. It's a huge
I
part
don't
of music.
know if they're underestimated. It's kind of what all music and film is built on. But
Yeah. But I mean, like, you know, you get a pop song and then it's like to the metronome. And there is, like, I always feel like, I think it's interesting that our heartbeats change BPM, but metronomes don't as much, you know?
Are you that's what you tell people when they tell you you're out of time?
Yes, that's
even
my
heartbeats.
excuse.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, do heartbeats stick at 60 ppm? No, I
Actually,
do. That's exactly my
having
excuse.
irregular heartbeats. That's my excuse.
I think you maybe need to see a doctor.
Changes.
He's not gonna tell you anything.
They can be like, yeah, you just have an irregular heartbeat.
When I think of you sometime, is that what you're playing? With you, two of us, you and I. Yeah, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I. Just the two of us. Ooh, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, you and I paint those raindrops in my mind when I think of you sometime. It makes me wanna spend some time with you. Yeah, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us, you and I. Yeah, just the two of us, building castles in the sky. Just the two of us, yeah, you and I. Yeah, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Yeah, you and I.
That's a nice impromptu.
Nice.
I just heard those chords. I couldn't resist.
If you guys think Ben has some fat, smooth vocals, let us know in the comments.
Thick.
And also,
Thick,
I
buttery
wanted to
vocals.
ask you, Ben, like, what kind of things do you work on to, because, I mean, there's some level of God-given gift, and then there's working at it, so how do you work at it?
I love the idea with ukulele or voice to wear the ukulele and to play it everywhere you go. And it's the same with my voice. I feel like learning to sing is something that anyone can do anywhere. And I think it like sets your soul free. And I think it definitely regulates your nervous system. So I think encouraging the idea that...
I don't know about anywhere, but...
It's, yeah, well, people tell... I used to have a girlfriend that told me off for singing inside grocery stores. And we didn't last very long. We broke up because I just do sing everywhere. It's a problem.
But
it's great practice,
I don't see how it's a problem if it's...
well, I mean, there's times and places.
Yeah, there are definitely times and places. I used to walk to school every day for 40 minutes there and back. And I think I was just bored, so I would spend time trying to impersonate singers like Beyonce, like Elvis. Because when you impersonate those singers, you automatically make the vocal shapes that they're making. And it improves your range of the Instagram filter of your voice.
I thought I was I would do it quietly to myself. I would do Creed.
Oh, Show me. Let me hear.
You don't want to hear it.
I'm afraid.
It would be the same thing from Pearl Jam back then. It would just be that.
Yeah.
Even her. That would just be a bunch of that
Dude,
that was an error.
It's a legit vocal technique. I did like
just heard or just you just stick your
winter,
jaw.
spring, summer, or fall.
What are you doing, man?
All I gotta do is call,
Yeah, that.
and I'll be there. Yes, I will.
Then there's
Wow. That's
We could do any. Is this it?
this is one of those. It was a more.
See the sunset.
Well, I'm gone.
Well,
That's the end of the
go
era.
wherever
You
will go. But see how you're elongating your larynx down.
down low.
Go wherever you will
And then-
go. We're up high,
You know.
or down low. Or go wherever you will go.
Whatever's after that. Yeah. That's exactly.
Welcome
yeah.
to the rockiest ukulele site podcast you ever seen. But you can do it for like Elvis. Way
Yeah,
up
yeah.
high or down low. I'll
Where does that open up? I remember we were having a good conversation about this and how to.
It's a great question. I'd say it improves the resonance, just like having a bigger body of a guitar. You lower your larynx like you're yawning. See how the apple goes down?
Yep.
And the difference between that. Can make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, every singer that you hear has something you can add as an element, you know, as you practice it. Like Avril Lavigne, all of those twists, even the really like wah wah wah. That's actually such good practice for like the tightening of the voice and controlling it, that it sounds like a baby crying, but that's like what a singing teacher taught me, and it really helped because I never did that practice. I always sang really soft, and I actually lost my voice because I didn't practice the strength of the voice.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta practice the strength and
Remember
the
you telling me,
timbre.
yeah. Like,
Yeah.
You gave me some
Wait.
tips and-
Yeah, so keep going with that. Like, what was the tips?
So I always sang very soft, right?
Right.
My vocal cords weren't very close together. It's all like way up high. Now I'll do that again, but with tighter vocal cords. Way up high. You hear that difference?
So how do you get tighter vocal cords?
You can practice. Well, for me, I had to practice the tightening of my vocal cords, because when I'm very breathy, you're letting loads of air through, and your vocal cords are very loose. And so in opera and classical singing, they go tighter, which is the difference between and You hear that difference?
Yeah.
Well, it would be weird if you didn't.
I didn't really. Can you do it again?
I'll blend from one to the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You know, like you ever play? I don't think you played video games. You remember?
Yeah.
Halo?
Big Minecrafter right
Halo?
here.
Halo.
Halo. Yeah. From time to time.
Wait, before you
original-
divert though, I just like as far as that. So, what exactly were you doing there to change the decibel
It's a great
level?
question because it's very hard to find. The exercise I was given was to make a small hole. Some people practice through straws. And then you practiced keeping the blowing going, but then turning on and off the sound. And I'll demonstrate. And you have to see that the air is always going evenly. And what that does, it's like an almost sideways muscle within your throat that tightens those vocal cords from soft to loose, loose to tight. And then you get that whole other area. It's how belting is done. It's how operatic singing is done. And that's what the weakness was within my voice, is I just always sang breathy and soft. And that's why I lost my voice, because I didn't strengthen that loose muscle that was just weak compared to all the others.
So it's doing exercises to strengthen that, and then
Yeah.
a certain technique, or
Yeah, so the exercise I just did, you almost gain an awareness of how to contract that really particular throat muscle. and then that awareness that muscle you can activate and deactivate for the tone.
Remember a couple of years ago, you were telling me to do this exercise, and
Mm.
Did you do it?
Nope. I did it and I forgot. I forgot what the exercise was.
You want to, yeah. So there's that blowing one. Another really good one, which you might like better. It looks disgusting and it's super weird to do in public, but
Nice.
it's just a scale with y, because that y muscle,
Yeah.
with your tongue out helps a lot. It's so
like
weird.
the gaggy kind of.
It's kind of gaggy. It's like if you wanted to swallow loads and open your throat, it's the opposite of that in a way. I don't know.
Can you say that again?
So the exercise would be like, yeah, 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 yeah. Because for some reason, when you put your tongue forward, it kind of tightens that muscle a little bit. Or you have to use that muscle in order to get a sound. So
I feel like we'd be doing that
That's a really
on the
good
way to a gig. Oh my God, this guy's having a medical emergency.
it's so
Oh my God.
when I used to, it's so silly.
Seems kind of fun though.
when I've got a gig on, honestly, that's one of the best exercises I love to do. And I used to say to my old singing teacher, I was like, how can I do this in public? And they're just like, do it. It doesn't matter. Just do it anyway. You are a vocalist. You have to warm up before you sing. So that's me going around London like, yeah, yeah. But it works so well.
Uncle John Valentine was saying too. He's like, oh yeah, that stuff would help. And I hear him in the background, like in the back room, and he's like, you got to stick your tongue on. He's like,
Great.
and I was like, holy crap, okay,
Wow, he's doing it.
yeah.
It's so weird. The best vocal exercises sound really weird.
If it's out of context and it's just like, well, what are you, are you okay? Are you having a medical emergency?
Yeah.
Do you need me to call?
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just practicing my vocals.
There's another one which is really
practice
What
good.
if you
vocals.
just had to talk like that all day?
Yeah. It's one that's like a happy baby or crying baby, and it's like, wah, 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 because you're practicing like, I'm sorry, listeners, for that obtuse sound, but it's so good.
That sounded
for
nice.
warm-up.
All of this sounds amazing.
Oh,
it sounds great.
Really, that sounded pretty annoying, but in
You
a
have
fun
to
way.
lower the high end off when you do post, because that is abrasive.
Nah, it's fine.
Wah, 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 wah. But you hear how when you strengthen that, you can do things like, I need you, without, I didn't do the stuff like that like maybe 10 years ago. But it feels good to have a more well-rounded voice.
Need to hang out with you more often. Miss those sessions.
Yeah, man. I love playing with you, man, so much.
Likewise.
Riding the emotional waves.
We have another theory of exercise. It's the frozen hot dog.
Frozen hot dog.
No.
What?
That's not. That'll be for the Patreon page.
Pay per view.
I'll tell you later.
Corey came up with
To truly open up the vocal cords, we have the.
It was Corey's idea.
Here's where the paywall is. You have to
No,
pay
I was
$50.
saying that
So dumb.
to Bray, I was saying that it sounds weird, but a little vibrator to warm up is really useful. As weird as that sounds, because it just jiggles you like a massage gun.
Where? Like
it is
on
a
your
muscle,
throat?
right?
Inside.
Because it
this.
is a muscle, right?
Yeah.
Right, but you're not putting it in your mouth, right?
Not yet, but I just the outside.
So the theory is,
No, I'm just trying to figure out.
It really works though, because it just relaxes the muscle in the same way.
So
that
in the
yawning
settings, we
does.
just not safe for children. This video, definitely
That's
not.
great.
Any sort of vibrator.
Right. But I mean, yeah.
It would be a weird thing to carry around in your suitcase. You'd be like, "What?" It's like, no. It's for my vocals. Like, okay.
Because
It's
like the
funny.
ones for your back and stuff are pretty intense. I don't know if you'd want to
You
put
need
those.
a softer one. For
Yeah.
sure.
Too much. I have an
Like a bullet.
attachment. I have an attachment. It's a ball. It's a foam ball.
Yeah,
Is that too much?
It would be too much. There's
Do
like
they make
veins and
any
stuff.
other vibrators that aren't like
There should.
phallic or?
There's little bullet ones.
Oh
that
yeah,
girls
yeah,
like
yeah,
to
yeah.
use. It's because it's a delicate
Oh.
area. Put it on a delicate area. I do not recommend massage gun on your throat for sure.
It's
I've tried it though.
Bluetooth enabled.
Bluetooth enabled. Just hit the button, old school.
Does that work, Corey, for handwork? Have you ever thought about like loosening up with a vibrator?
I'll just my arms.
Well, yeah. There's that. Yeah.
I usually do that, or
I bet it would work though.
I'm not. I don't do things properly.
So
Warm
yeah,
up,
you're not the
so-
person to ask.
It's like, what do you do to warm up?
I just go till I
I
cramp.
don't. I just do it, and then I pay for it later. And then I'm like wondering, like, man, I have carpal tunnel.
No, but you don't cramp up during gigs or anything like that, huh?
Sometimes. Well, because it's electric guitar, it's way easier on the forearms and fingers and this and that. But I'm surprised I'm not cramping up now with this guitar. Because I'm properly hydrated.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
a lot of it.
you're playing all the time. Like you're practicing all the time without even thinking. If you just leave
Kind
it
of.
alone, you just do it.
Ben, we have jobs.
What?
No, it's just
What?
sorry. We're not like
I have a
moving
job.
money around like you online and just.
I am a recording artist. I
yeah.
just have a hobby on my phone.
Oh, okay. I thought you just like made $1 million with crypto and
I
decided
wish.
to.
No, he did, and that's
I
why
made-
it's just like I can just hang out and just
I
make
made-
music.
I made enough chunk to live for a few years, but now I have to change because I'm running out of money. So I am making a live stream situation, multi-instrumental looping, and I'm going to improvise songs every Wednesday for 2 hours.
That's gonna bring you money,
I hope so.
maybe. Yeah.
I'm going to do it really good
Okay.
and make it entertaining, and it will eventually turn into a radio show that I'm improvising the songs for.
You gotta start building up your electronic repertoire backdrop, huh?
Like the songs?
No, I mean just like you should get keyboards in there and
Yeah. Yeah.
drum beats and all the.
I've got a E drum pad and I've got a MIDI keyboard and I can choose the sounds for it and they all go into the loop. So like the flexibility I have to make different like feels. Like I want to have a technotronic sax night or a soft jazz ballad night.
You're gonna have to really invest in the area. I mean your room.
Yeah. Yeah, well I've got carpets down and I got sound absorbent stuff and it sounds great right now. It just took ages to work out the loop pedal because it has endless settings.
No, but you're gonna need like party lights and the whole.
Yeah,
jazz.
I got party lights right now activated by Google Home.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I can say, hey, turn on disco
It's
lights,
party time.
and it turns on. For sax solos, I thought it'd be so funny, and a fog machine. I'm doing everything I can to make it awesome, and if
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
have
yeah.
any ideas, like I'm open.
No, that sounds fun.
I am an idea machine. That these ideas don't go anywhere though. They
Just
kinda
drop them into
I
a
pop
box.
up like, hey, this is a good idea, and then
Me too.
I never know if it was a good idea.
To finish it off. Yeah, good ideas.
I mean,
That was my problem, I think.
There's a lot of people with ideas,
Yeah,
but then it's just
doing
there's
is
other
hard.
people that make things happen and actually do it.
I think that's what I loved about my wife. She was such a doer that I was like, wow, I've been missing out on that all my life.
Oh, why is she gone?
No, she's still here.
Oh,
What?
no, you said she was a doer.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
she's still a doer.
yeah,
But
still doing it.
I've learned a lot about doing things because, I just had such an ADHD brain. It took me some time to kind of learn how to do and manage the emotions, it has to come first, and taking breaks and things like that.
Yeah.
And so these last 4 years, I've learned so much about like getting things done in like a sustainable way instead of burning yourself out. And I learned how to produce music in the past few years, actually, which helps a lot,
I don't even know what that means. Like produce music.
Like I feel like I can record myself
Oh, okay.
and like
okay.
mix it now, which has been really cool.
I think of a producer as somebody that just pays the bills.
Oh, yeah, in movies and stuff. But yeah, producers in music, they're kind of sometimes like vibe carriers, you know what I mean? Like you have the songwriter and you have the producer, and the producer's job is to help the songwriter get their vision into reality. And they normally have the technical skill, but people like, what's his name, Big Beardy Boy, he's the meditating guy. He doesn't have any technical skills with producing, but he just helps the musician realize their vision.
He's a very inspirational. Rick Rubin is his name.
Rick Rubin.
Yeah, legend.
Yes.
It's so funny that he's a producer, but he doesn't have like the technical skill, but he has the skill. You know, making the songwriter feel comfortable, making them feel relaxed, bringing to the forefront the emotion they had when they wrote the song. These are skills that you wouldn't think of as important, but they're like fundamental. And you can hear it when you listen to Johnny Cash Hurt. You can hear the emotion in his voice. It's so real, and it's because Rick Rubin's skill with making the songwriter feel at home, or the singer feel immersed in the emotion.
I think he chose that song for Johnny Cash too. Yeah. I mean, he had more of a hands-on, and he works with the bands. You know, he definitely has a vision.
Yeah.
And
Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, I swear, like all these people. Beyonce, maybe.
Yeah. No, I mean, almost everything he's done has been gold. The 2 Eminem albums he did are probably the worst Eminem albums, but you know,
oh no,
nobody really listened that much to him at that point anyway. So
come on,
that probably wasn't his fault. But
like what we were talking about earlier, like just putting in, like music is all about emotion, and if you're not feeling it, if you're the one playing the music and you're not feeling it, people can tell. We're just like, oh, it's like you can do some crazy stuff, but if you're not feeling it, then it's not translating to other people. They just feel like, oh, it's cool. But when you put in a lot of energy and you're like, hey, listen to me, then they're like, yeah.
It's like you guys could have settled for that second take of your first song, but then I told you to play it like your heart was just ripped out. That's what a producer does.
You're a producer.
Andrew's the Rick
we
Rubin
needed you for this to bring out that.
Andrew's like, hey, call me Rick Rubin.
Yeah. You should be promoted.
No, but yeah, that because if you don't have the direction,
sometimes you're too close to the thing itself. You need somebody outside to.
Like I was telling Corey earlier today that when I was a street musician, I would sing the same song so many times that it would get very plastic or very fake. And I think like I would sing like a Wonderful World, for example. I sang it so many times that I think I didn't feel it anymore. And everyone walked past. And I sang it one time as if
it was your first
I was
time singing it?
in heaven.
Oh.
Yeah, like it was, the trees are so green and the sky so blue and that I was just in it, and freaking a crowd came round. And that was the only difference. And it's the same song I sang 5 minutes earlier. And I think that feedback that I got helped me immerse in that idea of the emotional dynamics that you can have. And there's so many different ways to sing the same song. You can do a song as if it's like the saddest, most beautiful thing, or you can sing a song longingly, or you can sing a song like excitingly, like it's crazy how much, even during the song, sometimes I get bored and I switch the feel in the middle of a song. It's so illegal, but I like to do
not.
it. Right?
If it's executed in a way where people are like, wow.
Well, yeah, people pick up on all those little nuances.
Yeah.
And they don't know why they do either.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
hard.
not. Yeah, a lot of it's subliminal.
I listened to an emotional researcher. She's one of the best emotional researcher of emotions, and she said that emotions are contagious, and we regulate each other's nervous systems with our voice, in the tone, and that is the main. Like I think it's like 65% of the meaning of your communication or your music is all
funny?
to do with
I'm
the
gonna
tone.
put this argument to rest. So, Bray and I had this argument, which is more important, and I was telling him, I was explaining to him, it was like why vocals in music are more important than the instrument. And he's like, no, the instrument is everything. I was like, no, it's not. The voice carries more than the instrument. Like your voice becomes the instrument, and it like you were saying it.
You're wrong, Corey. I listen to 90% instrumental music though, so like instruments to me like can really, and I mean there's so much nuance within the playing of an instrument.
If you have like a solid band with vocals on it, it's like oh my goodness, it becomes 10 times more because the vocals I feel are a little more. Well, it depends.
Yeah,
great.
I think it's a little more emotional.
It depends.
If the instrumentalist is like driving that emotion, it's like, okay, yeah, it kind of.
I've heard a lot of bands where like I was like, yeah, this is pretty good, and then the vocals come in, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'm out.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they can also ruin it.
It can if if you're not singing the right vocals.
Well,
Yeah.
and then it's all like personal preference. You know?
Yeah,
People like
it
different
is
things.
it is all preference.
there's a lot about the dexterity of the freeness on top of like a static thing. You know, I think that can come out in instrumental if they're dexterous enough with notes, but the voice can be so easily dexterous with really detailed rhythmic patterns, and that slight offsetness makes such a feel.
Yeah, so if you didn't have a guitar, you can't make music. If you're a vocalist and you're a singer, you could make music anytime you want, wherever you want.
Yeah, and then
And-
sometimes it would sound like boom, 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 you know.
Put that in the loop pedal, boom, layer in a bunch of stuff, start harmonizing with yourself with different chords and doing 4-part harmonies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you didn't need this.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but then you add it in, and it's just that much better.
Right? It is the icing.
Yeah.
I could go either
And
way.
either
I'm
way,
not.
you know?
Yeah,
Saying.
Yeah.
it is preference.
Like there's a reason,
Yeah.
like we have the family of what makes the sound.
I'm just
I mean,
saying, it's like
obviously
I
the
just wanted-
voice was the first instrument, but can you think of something to more greater exemplify the genius of humankind than the making of these instruments you guys are holding? I mean, come on.
I
They
know.
figured out just the right woods, the right thicknesses. I mean, the strings, all of these things. This is like,
That's 100% true. 100,000% true.
and then the sound is unlike anything you can do with your voice, you know?
When you have two of
And
the
come
formulas
over it.
together, bam!
Yeah.
You got Benno.
I love it. I just love the ukulele so much.
Yeah. What do you love about it?
I think I was like 17 when I started because it's so like at the beginning you can get like a relatively affordable one and it's like easy access. You know?
played guitar first?
I played ukulele first, I think.
Oh, at 17?
Yeah,
Got your first instrument, huh?
yeah. Oh man, the love. And because it's so portable, that's what I love the most. Like while traveling, you can put it
So
in
when you were
overhead.
busking in the UK, you were playing ukulele.
I did both guitar and ukulele, but on my license, it was ukulele.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was one of the first London Underground ukulele players, I think.
It's scientifically proven because of the range of what the ukulele produces.
Mm.
It is in a range that is associated with happiness. So when you hear, I mean, you could play some trashy stuff on ukulele, it's not going to sound good. But in general, the range of notes that the ukulele produces in that octave all the way up from here to here, it is associated with happiness and
This
kindness. And,
sounds like stars to me. Like I remember when I played my first, I don't know if it was a C or a D, but D sounds like sunshine. And then C, on the ukulele particularly with you can't be sad when listening to that. And I think that's why there's such a big field of all these people that play ukulele in their own time and love it and like gather together and play, because you can't help but feel joyful when you play it. I did music before I knew why I did music, because I'd sit in my room and I would play and I'd be like regulating my nervous system out of the stress of the day, and I would only like meditation at the end of the day is just paying attention to one thing, and I would pay attention to the sound my instrument was making. And when you can get lost and immersed in that, like even like switching between C and G, or like switching between whatever chords you're doing, or even like working out a song, to immerse yourself in that flow, it is so regulating for our nervous system. So it was always like de-stressing me. And I think that's what music always was to me. And that's why I think a lot of my stuff is very relaxing and beautiful, because it just brings you to this place where you're very calm and in awe of the beauty you've made.
a certain...
Yeah.
Not all ukuleles sound the same. Why they have different woods, because it produces a different kind of tone. They hit a different frequency. They can bring out different types of emotion. A lot of, for me, my personal preference for an ukulele is for it to be loud but balanced, that can produce a variety of tones from really deep to warm to even bright and clear. If you can have that in, usually you don't get that all in one instrument, but when you get a good chunk of those, something that's deep, vibrant, but is clear.
That's where the fun begins.
Yeah, the instrument, you don't even have to really do much. If the instrument is singing with itself.
Yeah, and even the vibrations, like you can, it kind of like has a settling effect on your...
Yeah, like with the recent Ollies that came in, you don't have to do anything crazy on it for it to kind of just not only open itself up, but it kind of opens you up to like, wow, it makes you play different.
Like hearing the notes all ring together and stuff. It's kind of like...
I remember just hitting one note and me and Andrew just like, holy crap.
Oh.
Just...
I love that feeling.
You hear that?
Yeah, you hear it with that Inui guitar. Like once you're swimming in those overtones, for me, it's just like it brings you down. Like
so emotional too.
Yeah,
with that,
like angels singing.
Yeah, like you hit one note and that just resonates with itself. Because of the way this is built, it's made to give you a lot of those overtones, and spruce tops are really clear and give you that really nice brilliance.
This one is available on the site, and you might need it for your Wednesday show.
Yeah, that'd be glorious. Because isn't the bracing interesting on these ones?
That, like all the intricacies of different types of bracing, how the bracing is shaped, what kind of woods you use, what kind of strings you use too.
Because everyone that's played my guitar, which is similar to this, I'm not sure exactly if they're different or the same, but everyone that plays my guitar, which is the Inui spruce top, similarly, they are amazed at how small it is with how good the sound is.
Like how much volume comes out.
And they love the action a lot too. I've got 13s on it, I think, strings, so it's nice and
we
tight.
did get the mediums on it, yeah.
Yeah. And the sound is very loud and clear.
What model does he have?
I think that M100.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
I love it so much. I play it all the time.
But having an instrument that will produce a sound will take whatever you're doing a lot further than...
Yes.
Like I don't want to say it in a derogatory way, but
we
like
all know who you're talking about.
A cheap,
I remember when
improperly
I went
made
over.
instrument.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is, like, if it doesn't even have to be like really expensive, like, but something that inspires you.
Yeah.
Something, and I mean, sometimes you need something new and different.
Yeah.
To like keep that going as you can afford, but that's the fun of it.
I was gonna say the sound. I remember from changing from a very cheap ukulele to a really nice one was a moment in my life, to be honest. It was almost like I felt like a better musician because the sound I was making was so much clearer, beautiful, resonant, more harmonics.
Got a lot more sustain going.
Yes, the sustain. And even when you put new strings on an old guitar, and it's like a guitar that's had old strings on for a while, I love that moment when it's just shining and it glimmers like this.
In sound, yeah. That new string glow.
So like this guitar can hit like really deep frequencies, but then it's also really loud and clear.
Vocal to me.
Not this vocalist right here.
Well, both together.
Oh yeah.
Shall I sing something on top of this?
We
so you can,
could sing something on what we were working on.
Yeah. Should we do my song?
Yes.
remembers you were growing cold. I remember if you remember the sweet story we'd have told. I remember blue ocean days, sweet emotions and serenades. We ended early. I left no watchman for the storm. Left no watchman for the storm. 'Cause baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you. I've been missing you for far too long. For far too long. Baby, why'd you have to call me on the Friday night reeling? The Friday night screaming with joy, yeah, you're a princess with every elegance, like an ocean to explore. There's a rainbow in your heart, a rainbow we've been made and the rainbow restarts every second like I feel it. It's a heartbreak, heartbreak feeling when all I wanna do is stop thinking about you. Yes, all I wanna do is stop thinking about you. 'Cause baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you. I've been missing you for far too long. Far too long. Yes, love is the beauty and the wonderful thing lives in us forever. They say gives us wings. Was I afraid of something more, or lost beyond knowing in ways unexplored? 'Cause all I wanna do is stop thinking about you. All I wanna do is stop thinking about you. All I got to do is stop thinking about you. All I wanna do, 'cause baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you. Baby, I've been missing you for far too long. For far too long. Yes, love is the beauty and the wonderful thing lives in us forever. They say gives us wings. Was I afraid of something more, or lost beyond knowing in ways unexplored? 'Cause baby, I've been missing you. Baby, I've been missing you. I've been missing you for far too long. For far too long. I've been missing you. I've been missing you.
Like that. Like that a lot.
What did you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, like, so she called you yelling on the phone, or what was the deal?
So why do you want to call me on that Friday night reeling? I had to find something that matched with the feeling. So I was like, okay, if she's calling me on that Friday night reeling with joy, it's almost like, you know, like I remember that memory where she was so excited to see me, you know, and I was so head over heels for her. And then she like broke my heart. And that's why I can't think about her, because it's such a feeling to remember that joy, you know? That's the meaning there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to enunciate, because it's really fast and rhythmic with the percussive syllables. So it's like a game to see if I can pronounce
it's not
it.
the
and
worst thing if you leave people wondering.
Yeah, like, and I just love the timing of those words. It's so satisfying to sing. Why'd you have to call me on that Friday night reeling? On the Friday night screaming with joy, yeah, you're a princess with every elegance. You're an ocean to explore. There's a rainbow in your heart, a rainbow every minute, and the rainbow restarts every second. I can feel it. It's a heartbreak feeling. All I wanna do is stop thinking about you. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah. I'm glad it makes sense, because it didn't make sense 2 weeks ago. So I made it make sense.
Oh, really?
For this. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
So
good
that,
to have this to come and bring nice things to you.
Reminds you of the ocean and what did we say, like those this key or whatever?
Yeah.
It reminds me of the beach a lot, just the ocean and waves.
I wonder why. There's such a feeling to it that when I found those chords, I had to find out what laid at the end of the process.
What is that? Like D major 7?
It's like D major 7, but with you have like the B and the E open just.
Oh, so 9.
Yeah, I guess I wish I knew
I don't know.
what I'm talking about.
It just sounded nice.
So it's just like, and then.
Yeah. So it changes a little bit to leave that string open. And I love it. To me, it's always like...
The chords you're playing over that? Oh, you don't even know chords, huh?
I just know the sound.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn the notes, but it's almost like I only did it by ear.
Yeah, it's kind of good to be able to communicate with other musicians.
It is.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm just like, it's boom, but that's not enough. So I'm learning the notes and this. But
It's like at least you know what you hear it.
I like know 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 Nashville number system. You know, and you can do a lot with just that and messing around.
Yeah.
Because that's almost my philosophy.
You mean like 1 is the root and 2 is
the harmonization of the scale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Explain that. What is the Nashville numbering system?
I'd say
I should know that.
It is the coolest, fastest way to songwrite on ukulele or guitar or whatever you want to do. And it's basically like, I call it 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 instead of C D E F G, because...
Oh, right, like the regular numbering system, like music theory and stuff.
So you can move it up and down with the finger bridge, you know, and it's all the same shapes. Or I can do it here, you know. And I don't know what those chords are called, but I know what's
it as
major.
1, 4, and 5.
Yeah, 1 4 5 is major, the rest are minor, you know. And there's that half diminished thing that I kind of ignore and stay away from. But once you have that, you can take a random number between 1 and 7, like let's say 1, 1 3 6 5, and then you've made a whole chord sequence out.
Yeah, as long as you know what those are and you have the
But like for me, it's just a shape instead of the sound. Like I know this is a major shape.
That's like a good way to see it, instead of like a lot of people who read sheet music. They know, this is a C, that's a D, this is...
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's probably good to know both.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably better to know both. But I think that, I don't know, I just started off with Suzuki violin, which is my mum playing a melody on violin. I have to copy it. And that's how I like started. And I never learned song notes along the way, because I was just playing on my own from that point, really. So I think that's why I've got this like, I've seen it differently for so long.
Your mom played violin?
Yeah.
She was kind of deaf, right?
She's blind, half.
Oh,
half
I'm sorry.
Blind. It's fine. It's But yeah, that would be amazing if she was deaf and played violin. Wow, that is a
I
skill.
thought maybe she heard a little. Violin is pretty loud.
Yeah, but the Suzuki method is really sweet. That kids naturally copy their parents, and the whole principle behind it is that the parent plays the melody and the kid just has to copy. And so you learn by ear from like the age of 2.
And then that's how like we learned, how I've learned growing up too. It's just, oh, this is what this is, and it's like you try your best to copy.
Yeah, and you can hear if you're right or wrong,
that was the
even as a
Suzuki
kid.
method.
But like, I don't know. I've always wanted to go in and like learn all the notes, but I'm at a level of fluidity. It's almost like embarrassing.
I mean, you can take the approach as like, you know where C is, and then everything's in order: C, D, E, F, G.
Because I just know
It doesn't
every
matter.
sound.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like you ask a third from C, I'm like, I just have it in my head or something.
Yeah.
But if I wanted, I think
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
all right.
happy with
Everybody's
songwriting
got their
as I
own
am.
path. Yeah, sure.
I love this philosophy of like making music accessible and fun. I think that a lot of it can get rabbit holey, and like not. But for most people, they want to just play and have fun.
Yeah.
And I think that's like the way I learned to play is because if I learned technically, I think I would have fallen out of love with this. But the fact I was always
there's
playing.
a lot of like beginner methods that just seem like, oh, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, it's heavy. I want to make
or it's
easy
just
access.
boring. Yeah.
Yeah, that approach, I think. I mean, it's been proven that it works.
Because a lot of it is about how is your relationship with your instrument? Are you having a good relationship with it, or are you bored, or does it feel heavy?
Right.
And I think that as musicians, we should check on each other and see like, hey, how's your relationship with your ukulele going? Because it's so easy to burn yourself out too. And I think that maintaining a good love for your instrument and your relationship with it is actually really important. And it's something
I
that...
agree.
I actually think you would be a pretty decent ukulele teacher without knowing anything. Actually, it's like they're not going to learn any chords.
Yeah,
They'll come out like playing some shapes and having fun.
Yeah, exactly. Because like when you're 7 years old, do you care about what a diminished seventh is? No way.
Yeah, not at all.
So, but if you can take someone and take them through 10 minutes of like how to have the fastest route to knowing nothing to having fun, and you are playing the chords and you're choosing what chords you're doing, that's all that matters, right? 80-20.
Yeah. I wonder if it would like almost work faster with some kids to not teach it as chords.
Just
so
teach it
as
as...
shapes?
Just teach it, and then they
Get
the
but then maybe
physical
they'll like
part of
hear
it
it
and-
different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Because one is one there.
I don't think I'm gonna.
And here, and here.
try
But
to-
like that's what I want to do with this streaming thing I'm doing. I see it as like an advert to bring people to kind of like ebooks or songwriting ebooks or singing things. And it will all be the fun way. It's kind of like my philosophy of playing in a sense. Like I see music as, I love the idea of playing on stage, but I think there's a magic to playing in a pub or like playing around a campfire.
Oh, yeah.
And all those times, because music, like, how often is music actually done on stage compared to people playing at home or playing around a campfire? It's much more common in those places. So if we could just help people have access to that, like,
just make a campfire every night outside our house.
Let's have a bonfire.
can we have
locally,
a campfire
Let's do
podcast? Campfire.
That would be pretty epic.
Oh, no, probably not.
That would have to be like
Campfire
we have like a
podcast.
company retreat, and
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah, we've done that.
I got a garden.
But then I got to bring cameras. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
we could do a simple
No,
setup.
that might be fun.
Go camping again. That was fun.
Yeah, for real. You want to go camping, Ben?
Yeah?
Oh, that would be.
Bring it on.
You guys want to close out with another tune?
Yeah. Let's
What was
do
the
it.
other one?
Oh, I could do, You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At long last this love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you.
So pardon the way that I stare. There's no one else to compare. This side of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. So if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I love you, baby. To face those lonely nights, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't let me down, I pray. Oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Let me love you. Let me love you. If there's something I can say, I'd love you to hold me that way. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, 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 ba, ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I love you, baby. To face those lonely nights, I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh pretty baby, don't let me down, I pray. Oh pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby. Let me love you. Let me love you. Let me love you. So if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming down tonight. You're
Thanks.
one of the most loving people I've ever met. And you carry with you the same desire that we have to spread joy and music. And we'll have to keep getting together and making it happen.
I would love that. That really means a lot to hear. I think the joy of music should be for everyone, you know?
It is. I mean, you know, I have a special needs son who's 21 years old now that I left just an hour or two ago. And as I was leaving, he was like hooked on some new song that he's been like listening to all day. He's like jumping up and down. I mean, his joy is like, so it's like, you know, I have like secret joy compared to that. Like his is actually jumping in the air. It's
so
just
strong
I mean,
and real.
his smile is like a mile wide. It's amazing. But it's so much dictated by music, and it is kind of for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it's what keeps them going, and you know, more emotional times gives them the fortitude to carry on, or you know, it's just adds to a good time always.
Yeah, it's so cathartic. for all the emotions we don't have the opportunity to feel. Like, how often do you go to a concert or like a place and they're like, hey, here's where we're going to feel sadness together, or here's where we can feel anger together.
Totally.
It's only music we can do that with.
Yeah, and you know, we have a special place in our heart for people like you with that killer timbre and good ear, and you know, so
Thanks,
you
man.
are well loved, and I hope you keep writing.
Yes.
That's something you have to kind of just keep doing.
Thank you.
Like, you have to throw away 100 songs before, you know, you hit that one. So just get into that practice.
Yeah.
We want to hear at least one new song every Wednesday during your live stream.
Oh, there will be. There will be.
All right.
Thanks so much for having me here, guys. I appreciate being here so much, and I feel like one of the crew, you know.
Bro for life.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right.
Such a great time.
Thank you. And let us know however we can help. We'll see you next week.